Plans to be made. Ah, yep, there they were. Okay. Oh man, what a gracious. Ah, okay. All right, cheesy. Well, didn't work. Damn it. Well, that didn't work. He did 75% of the damage. Damn cheesy. Document. I've only. All right, my audio is definitely. All right, something's wrong here. Audio. Get some more audio in here because definitely something is definitely not. There we go. My audio definitely was not right. Something that not. All right, got audio. There we go. Now my audio is a little bit better for the mic, anyway. I think. Let's take a look at this. Report on subject 4721. Marjek exhibits sensitivity to bloody shade. Bloody shade is a variant of nightshade. That beast really was a transformed human. Ability to emit fire, took on unusual form. Lost ability for rational thought. Destroyed equipment and injured researchers. Used controlling magic, then cryopreserved. Report by Derek and Enoch. Person Enoch is Oh, yes. Sir, I've been playing around with mics and stuff in here, and I keep thinking not getting the settings right. And the mic is actually right here. Here's where the mic is here. There we go. There's my mic. Yeah, I did have I do have my noise gate set pretty high, but the problem was I didn't have the gain on the mic on my mixer turned up enough. I don't know why it got turned down to the level it was. I wasn't paying attention. I just went and assumed that everything was okay. So I've got a little, so right down over here, by taking points, the camera tries to go there. I have a little 8-channel mixer. And so this microphone here goes into one channel. I've got a microphone into another channel. Well, 2 channels actually. And I got another microphone into another 2 channels. And I keep playing around back and forth with microphones and stuff. But every once in a while I get some feedback, some hum in here. Right now I've got some static clicking, and then it just went away. I have no idea what's causing it. So, Dinner Trump's fears bring discuss leaving. Don't forget why we came here in the first place. Dan, and can you help us find Shooter Red? Yeah, the thing is I don't know exactly what it is that's doing it. It just every once in a while it got, and then it goes away. Let's begin searching the area where Ben collects more documents. Need to gather as much as possible. There's still enough intact to find some kind of evidence. I found it. Inside the holds a small vial. Good. We got what we came for. Now let's get out of here. Well, I can't say it's my mic stand because my mic stand here is on a it's a mount to the desk, and it's pivoted. Got a pivot and everything, and it's mounted to the desk. And I have on the microphone here, so I've got a isolation mount here, so you can hear me tapping on the desk, but it's not coming through the like this here does. If I tap on it here, this here does come through the mic a little bit, and that's even tapping on the mic there. So the isolation mount helps a lot. And now my camera's going all wonky on me. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. Center. There we go. Come on. Oh. Now my damn. Yeah. Hopefully that's yeah. All right. Now my camera's back centered again. All right. That's what we came for. Get out of here. So we go to town. Ooh. So you're not streaming tonight? Oh. I hate when I do that. Do stupid things and start hearing my voice in my ear with a 3-second delay. Tomorrow, probably. Okay. Rod found his position. I was ready. I contacted you. I've got 2 of my grandkids and their aunt are showing up here sometime tonight. I don't know when. They were supposed to have left at 8 o'clock this morning from Tampa, and they finally left at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So, which means they'll be here somewhere between midnight and 2 o'clock in the morning. Find some place safe to hide before you start on it. Don't worry about it. I've prepared several escape routes for times like this, just in case. If anything happens, come straight to the Russia's castle. Thank you. Of course. And, alright. So, get that. Head to Russia's castle, cathedral. More storyline. Welcome. Took longer than expected. What happened? What's that look for? A lot happened. Let's gather everyone together and I'll explain everything. By everyone, you mean naturally you, High Commander. And has the Inquisitor not returned yet? No, she hasn't. She's been gone for quite some time, actually. Has she returned since we left? No, maybe negotiations at the cathedral were delayed. This doesn't bode well. The Pontiff's court was involved in this mess we just uncovered. What do you mean? We don't have much time. Let's head to the cathedral. I can explain on the way. You're more indecisive than I thought. How can the acting bishop reserve judgment on an inquisitor that blasphemes the goddess? I am trying to remain objective in order to make a just decision. I wasted my time, but I guess there's no help for it. I'll just have to write this story myself. I cast a spell, and a purple mist spreads throughout the room. What are you doing? Let's see. Shortly after Inquisitor Claire visits Bishop Torn, he is discovered dead. Yes. Right, the obscuring mist somehow managed to block the magic spear aimed at Torn. Claire and what are you doing? How noble and self-sacrificing you are, Inquisitor. It's too bad I have to kill you both. Torn, run! Where is everyone? There's no help for you now, Bishop. Not since you so kindly dismissed your attendants from the room. The spell acts as a barrier. No one can enter the mist. Inquisitor! What is this? We can't get through it. It may as well be a wall. Bryn casts a spell, and the purple mist quickly dissipates. Made it in anyway. I suppose I've overstayed my welcome. Get them to play Vindy. Yeah, well, one of them doesn't game yet, and the other one is playing Blessed Unleash, and I'm going to get him playing Vindictus as well. He is playing Blessed Unleashed, so he's like 15, 16, just turned 16, I think. So, but yeah, he's bringing his gaming computer that I gave him for Christmas, and so we'll get him set up here. He's gonna be here for 2 months. Staying for 2 months, and during the summer, and so I'll definitely see if I can get him interested in Vindictus. Luminous, hey, what's up, brother? Long time no talk to, man. Every time you've been streaming lately, I have not been able to get on there. That's okay. I understand. No worries. Every time I haven't been able to make it onto your stream lately here neither, so every time I see you streaming, I'm in the middle of a meeting at work, so. Yeah, well, it's definitely odd time for me anyway. So. And that and the way things are going at work, I've had meetings at really odd times too, so. Can have that mission. Well, we know you've been leading the horrific experiment. You found out you must have paid a visit to my laboratory. That's right. I know this was going to be trust to keep my secret, but it doesn't matter now. I got what I need from the Pontiff's Court. What are you and Makaplana? Would you stand the game from all the chaos? There's a new MMO coming out soon. Oh, really? I know there's like about 3 or 4 coming out. Steam powered Blue Protocol. Blue Protocol featuring dynamic action combat system, deep character customization, epic story set in a vast world. Blue Protocol is an online action RPG. Hero your own anime adventure. Release date sometime next year. I've still got a whole bunch of games that I still want to get, that I want to play here, that I have not yet even started playing. Let's see. Let me pull up my theme here. I'm definitely waiting for City Skylines 2. That's definitely as soon as that comes out, that's definitely on my list. Waiting for Arcade 2. Not even sure if I've even played Arcade yet, so I have to take a look to see if I've played Arcade for like 2 hours. I'm waiting for Arcade 2. Arcade 2. Um, well, two is supposed to be good, so I'm hoping for it. Tower of Fantasy. I want to try that out. RuneScape. I want to try that. Ragnarok. I want to try. Um, I think EverQuest was another one. Yeah, Ragnarok Online. And I think it was Devon. There was another one. Yeah, I mean, I like the old games. I do like the old games. I mean, they got good stories. You know, that's the thing. They've all got good storylines. And that's what I'm for. I'm all about the storyline. And so, I mean, I liked Lost Ark. Had a great storyline, but you can't play with somebody. Um, you can't play with somebody who's out there just doing, you know, who's going for end game whenever, you know, I mean, I wanted to play the storylines. I wanted to do all the story, do the story, do the quests and stuff like that, do all the side quests, and go through the whole story. And nobody wants to play that way. So, you know, I'm about the story as much. Uh, I'm really more about you know, I mean, I want to get back. I want to see if they've made fixes to Riders of Icarus and get back to that. You're more of the mechanics. I'm more of the story. I suck at the mechanics, so the story is what's what I'm in it for. So so yeah, it's just a, you know, just it's just different things for different folks. You know, I like the Riders of Icarus. I love the story. So I mean, I tried Genshin Impact, but unfortunately, I think ran out of I couldn't do any more where I was at. So um, I were at the place where I was at. I could not continue any further because I didn't have the yeah, it's because you got to do the grind and everything. And the problem was I was taking for doing the storyline, and I reached a point where I could not go any further because I didn't have the abilities to go further, but there was no more story that I could continue, and so I would have had to gone back and do a bunch of grind, and there's like, yeah, that's just with no storyline. It didn't have anything. Oh, Tower of Fantasy is the same way. Okay, but yeah, I mean, I tried Genshin Impact. I liked it. I mean, the storyline was going good and everything. It had a great storyline, and you know, it was. I mean, I kind of sort of hit that here in Vindictus a little bit. I had to take and go and do a couple of abyssals arenas, and but that was it. Like do like three abyssal arenas, and boom, I was on my way, continuing on. So just look familiar somehow. Just from Colhan, I went with an expedition with Lillian. There's something we need to discuss with you. Do you have a moment? Absolutely. All right, the old lie. All right. So, there's a lot. It looks like a lot more story here. Got a whole bunch of story telling here. Um, That's what I'm here for the game here for. Is I'm you know, if you notice, I take and read through the story here. Well, you saved my life. You've ended the atrocities being committed against our people. Did it to you. So that's what Enoch was up to. But the corruption here is bigger than just Enoch and a handful of his supporters. What do you mean? The documents from the lab were damaged, but there was enough left over. First was funding for that research team. Pontiff's Court provided tons of resources. There's no way it's limited to one or two discrete low-level connections. People in the main office must be involved. Does that mean the Pontiff could have been involved as well? There's no way to know for sure, but I don't think the Pontiff was aware they were using him. Clearly, those influencers are Marcus people. Mark has influence in the Pontiff's Court? Yes, and my guess is it goes back a very long time, beyond this current generation of Enoch. How long would that be? I don't know exactly, but my guess is before the prophecy existed. Throne and Liberty. Oh yes, yes. I've heard a lot about that one. Um, uh, let's see here. Is Throne and Liberty available yet? Oh, it's Throne and Liberty's not on Steam. Excuse me. Mm. But yeah, definitely Throne and Liberty is definitely going to be. Um, let's see here. Where's the heck here? Where's the? Okay, it's not out yet. Oh, Amazon's bringing it out. Okay, so it's going to come out with Amazon. Amazon's going to bring it. NC. Oh yeah, NCSoft same ones. Guild Wars. Okay. Dawn of Liberty is release date for sometime this year. By Amazon Games. It looks like it's going to be cross-platform too, but I'm not. They haven't yet absolutely said whether it is or not. That'd be great if it's cross-platform. If the prophecy was true, you'd be right, but it's unclear when our prophecies and legends began. Beast, you saw evidence of Aaron, right? That's right. Said paradise would arrive after the Fomors were eradicated. They haven't been eradicated. Blue Protocol is also Amazon? Wow. Amazon's jumping in on this here big time as a publisher. Well, they're just being the publisher, so they're just being the publisher. So that I mean that's perfect for them. That's really yeah. The New World kind of broke them. But they did as a result of New World though. So the engine that they used for New World, that was the old Cry engine, the old German Cry engine that they used, and because they bought into it heavily, they renamed it Lumberjack or something like that, the Lumberyard, and used it to take and do um, uh, New World, and then finally released that as what is it, 3D engine, a 3D open engine, open 3D engine. Yeah. So O3DE. So that's what used to be CryEngine, which they did used for making New World, and so. But supposedly it's as an open they open sourced the engine, and it's while it is not Unreal Engine or Unity, it's pretty damn close. It's pretty damn good, especially for being open source and free. That's it. Paradise Formation that proves the prophecy was false. Now the question is when and where did it come from? Prophecy is the source of all conflict between humans and foam wars, including this expedition. Who stands to gain the most from this expedition? Maka. Exactly, and it's Maka's devotees. Everything about single player games. I've thought about some single player games, but I do like the MMOs. I do like the MMOs because whenever I get stuck, having somebody else that can help. That's one of the reasons. One of the things I like about MMOs, because I suck at gaming. I really do. It just you know you know I admit I know my limitations. Um so there are the ones that I found that I keep hearing that have good stories are based upon movies and stuff like that, like the Star Wars or Star Trek or the um what the heck the magic one. God, I can't even think of it. My brain, my brain is fried. It's been a long day. Um, um, Shoot, I can't even think of it. God, what was the movie that was it was all about magic. Um, Good. Let me think here. Oh, I can't even think of it. Harry Potter. That's it. So I mean, so you got The Witcher. You got a game based on The Witcher. So why, it's like, so I watched the movie, go play the game. No. Lord of the Rings. Watch the movies, go play. No. Read the books before I watched the movies. Why do I want to play the game? It's no. It's that to me. I just that to me is ruining something, a good thing. You go to the book, the movie, and now you got a game. And oh, really? The game is pretty good, even if you read the book. Hmm. But That's that my thinking is like once you've read the book or watched the movie, why the game? The game. You're just rehashing. Yeah, you're just rehashing the movie or rehashing the book. So okay, so the Witcher games are its own thing. It's only loosely tied. Okay, so it's based on the world, but that's about it. Okay. Now that would be great if Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or Star Trek or them if they expanded upon the worlds or the universe, instead of just rehashing what was in the books or the movies. Star Wars Fallen Order is good. Okay. Never was much of a Star Wars fan. I do have all the movies and I have watched them all, but I just never was a big fan. I was more of a Star Trek fan than I was a Star Wars fan. Well, this must filtrate the farmers as well. Yes, there's only natural amity goes both ways. Then I just met a farmer who's lived in both Fomorian and human society for a long time. You mean the ogre at the bar? No, someone new. According to her, both societies are determined to remain ignorant of the other. What's even stranger is that the Foamers have their own version of the prophecy. Uh, there's some old ones out there. I actually still, there are a couple. Most of the Star Trek ones are actually very old games. Um, most of the Star Trek games out there are very old. So you got the Star Trek games. You got Star Trek Next Generation. There's Deep Space Nine role playing game. There are a few. Star Trek Online, Star Trek Resurgence. Resurgence is being developed. It's not out yet. Um, Starfleet Command. There's a few games out there for Star Trek, and they got a couple of new ones coming out. Star Trek Resurgence coming out here soon. Says paradise would arrive after humans were eradicated. Who is this Maka? A goddess who loves chaos and war. As punishment, the gods stripped her of her powers long ago, but the expedition was her opportunity to rob the goddess Morgan of her divinity. Maka dreams of nothing but chaos and war. She relishes war between the humans and Foamers. So the pontiff's court has been infiltrated by heretics and used to cause unspeakable tragedy. It's all thanks to a fake prophecy. Okay, so what do we do now? Good news is we know the truth now. I think Witcher 3, Witcher 3, Witcher. Full of side quests. $40. Yeah, I'll have to wait for a sale. I mean, that's how I got BDO. I got it. They had a weekend free for BDO, and I got it. And when it came off of the weekend, it went on sale like a week later for $1. I got BDO for $1. Well, 99 cents actually, but yeah. Yeah, and I had to quit playing BDO because um I need a better mouse. video, if you're playing certain characters, in BDO, you need a 15 button mouse and have stuff mapped on onto those buttons on the mouse, because it is it's rough. It's actually harder than Vindictus here, and it has a lot of the same it has a lot of the same command structure as Vindictus does, but it has the command structure on steroids. In fact, playing Vindictus here, I'm only with a 5 button mouse and the keyboard, I'm only able to play maybe a quarter of the combos and stuff because of the combos here. Let's see here. If I can do it here. Announcing the truth, back in what proof we have. I mean, Vindictus and BDO have a lot of the same command, same structure for battles for the stuff. So it's using 1 through 5 for battles, for attacks, 6 through 0 for potions, and then there's weird combinations between keyboard and mouse, weird combinations in order to do certain things. And I mean, I'm only able to take and play maybe, like I said, maybe a quarter of the stuff, if that, here in Vindictus. Because in order to do some of these combos are nightmare. Clearly, humans have not yet seen the last of war. We're not declaring war against the innocent. We fight those who have perpetrated a lie for centuries, if not longer. We fight for truth. Make a good case. I'll have to check that out there. Which has Paris officially called an end to the war on foamers. Still, the truth was revealed. Some decided it was a political scheme for Russia to declare independence. Others embraced it. Meanwhile, I didn't expect to see you again. You know, this mission of yours makes no sense. Why not let the next generation take over? Because we do not need the next generation. Light's Guide is the last true hero. And what does that make you, Spanos? The last true priest? I've lost everything. My country has wasted away to nothing, and no one remembers me anymore. Light's Guide is all I have left. I will help them the rest of my life, no matter what. Spanos costs. Ridiculous. And what will you do, Resinlian? Doesn't matter. There's no logic to any of this anyway. Thanks. Having you here is reassuring. It's just an old man who didn't die when he was supposed to. You haven't changed a bit. Okay, then we do this together. Epilogue, episode 4. The old lie has been completed. Yes. Okay. So, I'm here. We're season 3. We still got the last year. So here's what we're gonna say here. It's like all these. So these are all battle things here. It's like spirit blind. Spirit. That's an E. That's E. Left click. Then you got so you got all these here space in this area. Then you got all these different. All these different things. It's just such huge combinations here. Which one? Arisha or Evie or the Sword and Shield Girl? Hold on just a second here. I'm playing Evie here and Fiona. There you go. Yes, Fiona. I still don't remember all the characters here, so I still don't remember them all. I keep going back and going through them, but yes. There's Fiona. There we go. This girl. That or the long hammer. Yeah. Yeah. This is what I'm playing right now. Here is Evie. So this is what I'm playing right here. That's Evie, and this in here is Arisha. As you can tell, I'm taking treating my girls pretty look. They look like sisters, like almost twins even. All right, get some more storyline here, don't we? Yeah, more storyline. Oh boy. So the anoint. We're going to anoint. As you arrive, so this is why we're here. What's going on? Gather here to discuss granting the Inquisitor the title of Apostle. Apostle? What are you saying? Isn't being anointed Apostle the highest honor one among our order can receive? Indeed, and as they say, the dead become saints and the living become apostles. But I do not deserve such a title. I thought you might say that. To be blunt, it is strictly a political matter. Currently, the Inquisitor is tasked with rooting out any followers of Maka that may have infiltrated Roshist. Since our forces took control of Roshist, we have faced little resistance, but times have changed. Given the right circumstances, it's possible the Inquisitor might be painted as a mere agent of the rebellion. Bestowing the title of Apostle will increase your authority enough, perhaps, that such a situation could be avoided. This is nonsense. There has not been an apostle appointed for more than 100 years. Even Saint Ulchus was never granted the title of apostle. How could someone like myself ever be worthy of such an honor? Well, it's only natural for the Pontiff's court to be wary of the existence of apostles. Since they're already the ones in power, they have nothing to gain by naming an apostle. That's why now, more than ever, we need an apostle of our own, an authority so great that even the Pontiff's court will fear it. And after all, it was we who witnessed the goddess during the expedition. In that case, wouldn't it make more sense for Lilith to receive the title? Lilith is not a church figure. It wouldn't have the same level of political impact. Still, this is also absurd. I've accomplished nothing and made so many mistakes. How could I be an apostle? Think of the future, Inquisitor. Self-reproach does not right the wrongs of the past. But still, never too late to do the right thing, or so they say. I've made my own fair share of mistakes. What's important is what we decide to do about them now. I moved to channel 167. Why am I on 167? No point in wallowing, Inquisitor. There. Don't you agree, Bishop Torin? I believe Claire's character, piety, and many achievements make her more than deserving of the title. Not to mention that during the expedition, the real question is how much authority can we truly garner by appointing her an apostle. Normally, an apostle is recommended by the bishops before being legally appointed through the approval of the pontiff's court. The papacy is currently vacant, and the acting bishop has been afforded the full extent of their power. We must make clear to all that it was we who bore witness to the goddess, not the pontiff's court, nor anyone else. Us. I suppose I can't argue with that. Great. Then we will proceed as discussed. Very well. I will go to the cathedral and make the necessary preparations. Thorn leaves the castle. Congratulations, Inquisitor Claire. Or should I say, Apostle Claire? Please don't. I feel so embarrassed, especially since this is just a calculated political maneuver. That won't do. From now on, you must think and carry yourself like an apostle. The people around you will look to you for guidance and aid. You cannot express hesitation in the execution of your duties. Without conviction, your authority will be meaningless. All of our efforts will be for naught. Please keep this in mind. I understand, and with such a heavy heart, I accept. Excellent. I am entrusting the task of exposing and hunting down Maka's followers to you. Ren and Claire continue to talk. Ooh. Oh, it's nothing. I'm just in awe of how everyone managed to do their part. I may be a priestess, but all I've ever done is receive a revelation from Nadwa. I just don't know how or know what I should be doing. Don't worry about it. Are you trying to comfort me? Thanks. Pardon me, Lilith. There's word from the Magician's Guild. Who was it again? Oh, a woman named Deanna. Ah, safe travel. I'll keep an eye on things here. Okay. Back to Bear Bay. Alright. More storyline. Come on in. Did you come alone? Is everything okay? Yes, fortunately things got a little tense when the Inquisitor came by, though. They don't question me much. I worried much revealed as Fomor, but it was Jarlath who had the toughest time. He was heavily interrogated about the connection between the Magician's Guild and the laboratory that was discovered. Yes, I tried Path of Exile. I started it and got maybe 30 minutes into it and dropped it. I don't remember why. Same thing with Neverwinter. I got about 30 minutes into it and stopped. I think both of those I stopped playing those because I got heavily into Blessed Unleashed, Lost Ark, and Vindictus here. So, and I think that's the reason why I stopped those. So so many games, and I just didn't have the time. Especially when I was streaming 5 days a week with I was doing Blessed Unleashed, Vindictus, and Riders of Icarus. And I think that's the reason why I ended up dropping them. So, and then I had to drop my streaming down to 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays instead of 5 nights a week. That was just way too much for me. Have been interrogated by the connection between the Magician's Guild and the laboratory we discovered. What happened? He was found innocent and gonna still, I imagine, he'll be held partly responsible due to his position. I'm lucky too. If someone close to you turned out to be the enemy, think how that would reflect on you. Anyway, the potions you asked for are ready. It's been a while since I made them, so it took longer than I thought. Everyone will be fine once they drink this. And it hands you a brown vial. Give the townsfolk my love. Let them know I'm doing well. You're not coming? As much as I'd love to, I think the smart thing to do in these troubling times would be to stay put. Plus, there's a risk of getting caught by the Inquisitor. I think it'll probably be safe here. Thanks, but no thanks. You going to Burberry? You want to join me? No, I'm going to sit this one out. Something about the documents found in the dungeon laboratory has been weighing on me. I wanted to look into it. Can I go either then? Then there isn't much for me to do here, and I'm just getting in people's way. I miss the people of Burberry. Don't worry about a thing. I'll take care of things here. Have a safe trip. Alright. Oh, hello, what's up? Wait, first, since you're here, come and sign on the guest log. Nice to see you. Haven't changed a bit. Of course, sudden change is usually a cause for concern, you know? Hi, who did you hear that from? Who do you mean? Me? Oh, Colin, you're just as entertaining as ever. I'm glad to hear that. It's better to be entertaining than boring. So what brings you here? Ah, you're here because of Gertrude's request. Wait here for a moment. I'll go get her for you since you're our guest. And steps out with the inn for a moment, returning with Gertrude. Oh, it's you. I see you brought the potion. You hand the brown vial you received from Deanna over to Gertrude. Thanks. My last one was just about to wear off. Is Deanna doing well? That's a relief. Good thing you're here. Certain events have begun to unfold that demands we meet. What's going on? I should received a revelation from our God, the God of Fomers, that is. Savior revealed that we will need to work with humans to prepare for the great war that approaches. According to the prophecy, he himself will make preparations in front of the glass tower. I was still skeptical when you first said the Savior had been awakened, but now I have no choice but to accept it. I have long protected Lichid because I believed him to be the divine priest. But if the God of the Fomers has already awoken, then he cannot be. It is said that the divine priest himself would serve as a vessel for the Savior's return. This means I was wrong. I turned against my own to protect Lichid. Your own? I am a member of the Silent Knights, or rather, I was a member. Explain yourself. It's been discussed before, but I can't go into greater detail. I can go into detail if you like. Silent Knights are a secret organization that acted to address the revelations of a single prophet. Our mission was to protect the priest until the day of the Savior's advent. Then one day the prophet ordered us to kill Lichid, who is thought to be the divine priest. Logric and I consider this to be sacrilege, so we turned our back on the knights. We viewed them as traitors, and I'm sure they thought the same of us. I've had doubts about my decision from time to time, but I don't think I was totally in the wrong either. After all, the Savior's revelation didn't come from the prophet, but Lichid, who I protect. What was the prophet's name? A clan's prophet? Why does it matter? Tell me. Well, I suppose it no longer matters at this point. It was Naveen. Silent Brotherhood and Silent Knights share the same prophet. Fomer necklace that Naveen wore around her neck. She must have been human. But if she was wearing a Fomer necklace, that means Silent Brotherhood. Silent Brotherhood? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean the people who protect your human oracle. Think that Prophet Naveen is their leader? Why on earth are you saying she's a Fomer? I've seen it with my own eyes. Are you implying that she's both a Fomer and a human? I don't know about that. And a group of Fomers and a group of humans taking orders from the same prophet seems far-fetched. If that were the case, how could they possibly have not known about each other's existence? Orchestrated ignorance. They were intentionally kept hidden from one another. I see, so that's what Deanna meant. That could mean Mitch's influence is already spread amongst the Fomers as well. Perhaps Mitch was the one responsible for the converts and the heretic priests all along. Maybe even the Silent Knights. It's also confusing. I need time to process it. You should go find Lichid at the temple. He has something to tell you about the Oracle. Just if you heard it from him. Okay. Talk to Lichid at the Burby temple. So now we... Alright, so we gotta go to Bearby. And... there's no easy way to Bearby from here. We go from here, we gotta go to Colton. Come on. Yep, yes, we want the express. Oh, man. Okay, now we gotta go to Bearby. Okay. Take the express. Oh man, getting tired, getting late. About all 3 hours here, so we're gonna take. We're gonna be ending here soon. Uh, so first we gotta go down. Yeah, we gotta go to the down here. Come on, get back, sir. Get past, sir. Go down to the temple. There you go. Yeah, it's been a while. We've heard from Gertrude. You have news? Yes, I've been waiting for you to. You okay? I mean, after learning I'm not the divine priest, I'm fine. In fact, I'm relieved. Now I'm news for you. The former god told me to assist you as you reapply the first seal. I'm not exactly certain what that means, but my understanding is that the former army will play a key role. We only have a small number of fighters, but my revelation will make it easier to persuade others to help. Perhaps this also explains why the converts' movements have subsided. Let me and Gertrude take care of this side of things, but one more thing. The former god asked me to pass on a message to you. Message? Yes, he said that you're growing weaker than before, right? Weaker, whatever does that mean? He said the hero sword needs the former god, the goddess, and the hero for its power to be whole. The summer goddess has lost her divinity, though. Without her favor, that power will inevitably wane. He said you'll have already noticed the signs. You can't deny that you haven't been able to use Fragrant since Morgan was deprived of her divinity. Now you think about it, even then, that was his nightmare. That was quite a strong enemy, even so I thought that battle would be easier for you. Not a legend. I see, you must seek out the goddess who forged the hero's sword. First seal can only be replied once the hero's sword can be wholly wielded again. Goddess who forged the hero sword. That's right, the blacksmith of the gods, Bridget. Where do we go? The former god told me that Sienna would know the way to find her. Who, me? Yes, he said you could get there by retracting the sword's energy. Retracing the sword's energy, but I've never done anything like that in my life. You have? I have? When? I did something like that? Wow, that was getting messed up there, so. And must not have completely regained her memories yet. Riordan and Merrick memories have been restored, so why not hers? Could be there are remnants of Verifim's spell that aren't part of Aaron's oblivion. Just try it. Okay, I'll give it a try. Then close your eyes and hold your hand. Is this the energy of Frederick? Feel Santa start to tremble. Oh, I think I got it. I'm certain this is it. But what I'm sensing is overwhelming and full of rage. It's a very dangerous force. Dangerous? Liz, are you sure you want to go there? Yes, I'm going. Understand, I'm coming with you. Major citizens, remember that the residents of Bearby see you as a hero. We'll pray every day for your safe return. Alright. Speak with Southall of Bearby and travel to the Forge of the Gods. A pity for the weak. Show no mercy to the Forge of the Gods. Oh, Redeemer. Okay. Oh, Forge belongs to gods. How dare you taint this place to your presence, mortals? We mean you know you are. Are you the great Bridget, blacksmith of the gods and goddess of fire, hearth, and forge? I am. The great goddess Bridget, we come humbly plead for your divine favor. Favor, you say? Go on, I'm listening. As the divine one who forged the hero's sword, Fragruk, you fool, you dare call the sword Fragruk in my presence? I beg your pardon? Beautiful mortal, you are the new priestess? Yes, that's correct. Yet you call the sword Fragrant Mistress. You do not deserve the title priestess. Refer to the sword by its true name. Shames me to admit it, but I do not know any other name for that sword. Pitiful, but to be expected from a formerly mortal hero and an equally inept priestess companion. Please, what should we call the sword? Glamsolas, the soul's true name. Thank you, goddess. I now beseech you to find within your divine generosity the patience to hear our plea. Lilith is the successor of Glamsolas and the chosen hero of Manan. Goddess Morgan is missing, so we call upon your aid to complete our mission. I will have nothing to do with any creature chosen Mananan. Why that Mananan is the father of heroes. Didn't you yourself bequeath Glamsolas to heroes to guard the seal? You know, foolish, you know nothing of the true purpose of this sword. Then we seek for you to educate us. Wait, goddess? Have you never thought it's strange for mortals to intervene in a war amongst gods? No, you've never wondered. Then I shall tell you. This sword was never made for a mortal to wield. Then who was the sword made for? It was intended for Nada, the king of the gods. Nada? The sword was made long, long ago in an age where the gods clashed violently amongst ourselves. Nada saw the disaster such war could bring and began to try to find a way to end it. He decided to end the war by sealing Balor and his forces inside Ewaka. First seal. Correct, but even Nada could not bring that to pass on his own. He needed a sword powerful enough to slice the world, so he sought me out and asked for my help. I had also grown weary of the fighting and believed it time for a new era. Thus I forged Glamsolas and delivered it to him. Nada used the sword to begin applying the first seal. However, it all did not go in accordance with his plan. Nada, for all his strength, was unable to escape the seal, leaving the seal vulnerable. The shadow of danger hung over us all. Some worried that the seal would one day break, and among them were Morgan and Sichel. They devised their own plan to reapply the seal each time it was at risk of breaking open. But in doing so, they learned a dark truth about the seal. Each time it was reapplied cost someone's existence. That someone would simply disappear. Either of them could pay that price, not when they had to stick around to guard the seal. So they designated a hero to do it in their place. Correct, but Glamsola cannot be wielded by a mortal. It was forged for Nado, the king of the gods, after all. So the two errant gods went so far as to endow their own divinity upon a mortal to enable them to wield the sword. Glamsola came to be known as Fragrax, the hero's sword, and the cycle repeated itself many times over. Mononon continued to attract new victims to serve as the seal's sacrifice. It enrages me to see that sword I forged to usher in a new era is being used to perpetually repeat history. I finally understand the source of your fury, Goddess Bridget. You are justified in your wrath. But we also fight to usher in a new era. If a war amongst God breaks out anew, all we've done will be for naught. Say you understand my rage, yet you still seek to sway me. I believe significant Nod himself told us to reapply the first seal. He said only then would the war among gods truly be put to an end. To accomplish that, he said he would prepare two fates for Lilith on that day. Nod said that? Ah, yes, I see it now. I can sense this hero's dual fates, but that is not enough. Now I can believe that you will successfully apply a perfect seal when countless heroes before you. How can I believe that you will successfully apply a perfect seal when countless heroes before you have failed? What if of the failure you've already suffered, you so-called hero? Great goddess Bridget, I will tell you what I see when I look upon this so-called hero of yours. I see a pitiful fool who has lost faith in themselves, all over a single failure. One who does not believe in oneself is little more than a puppet, regardless. My favor will do little good anyway. I've already poured all I could into the sword. You want to make that sword wholly yours, you must remove your mortal mask of your own accord. By that, you don't mean. Do you truly possess the type of resolve to possess such a process requires? If you think you do, then climb up and see if you can parry my sword. Otherwise, whoa. It jumped right in there. And all right. Talk to tempering the sword. All right, we're going to do tempering this. We're going to save tempering the sword for next time we can come back here. And so we're going to 3 hours here. And let's see here. Who are we going to take? I think I'm done with battling. Let's take this. How about some music? Go to my favorite singer here. We're going to take and read my favorite singer here.